Brown Dust 2 is now officially canceled on Steam. Interestingly, it isn't for the reason you might have thought. I'm assuming you've seen speculation going around the internet, going over how they violated Steam's terms of service. That isn't true. No, the publishing studio themselves formally and publicly stated the reasoning behind their not only removal from Steam as a platform, the listing, but also why they now no longer plan to even attempt to be reinstated and to release on Steam in any capacity. They don't want to. Like, they verbatim stated that there is no plan to moving forward. They're going to look for other platforms to release their game onto. And I'm actually in support of this. This is one of Steam's rare L's, and I genuinely don't think that the publisher team here is in the wrong, and I'm glad they took a stance here and are standing up for the game, their players, and what they believe in. Now let's go ahead here and take a look at exactly what happened. Brown Dust 2 is one of the best gacha games out there. It has a phenomenal story, great looking characters, arguably some of the best looking characters in the entire gacha genre. They have done very well for themselves. They've sponsored me so many times. I love the studio to death. They are probably one of the three most hands-free gacha studios out there when it comes to creative freedom. So when a few days ago it was confirmed that, or announced, revealed that unfortunately they were going to have their Steam release temporarily rejected, I was a little disheartened, but I thought to myself, you know what, that's totally fine. It's probably because they had that event going on where they were trying to get people to wishlist a game on Steam and offering an incentive in terms of reward for doing so, and they probably got in trouble with that, and therefore that was something that they could just very easily resolve. But the reality is a little bit different. We have been waiting for this game to release on Steam for a while. They do have their own standalone PC client, but a Steam release would have allowed for this game to reach a larger audience. Should I play Brown Dust 2? Yes, you should. Start playing it right now. They're also incredibly generous, as was noted in the chat right beneath us right now. Brown Dust 2 has officially been canceled. The Steam release specifically. Now, again, there was speculation that it was due to the financial incentive to wishlist the game. They made an announcement over on their, I'm gonna have to probably put my face right here to maybe they made an official announcement over on their website. Hands-free, so you can keep playing. Yeah, there's nothing in the terms of service for wishlisting. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna cover here. There was an announcement made, all right? And oh God, okay, I gotta be careful not to scroll the website. I just have to scroll the iframe that the announcement is located within. Full bust RP, no, not bust, full, oh God. Full burst RPG Brown Dust 2. First of all, we'd like to sincerely thank everyone who has been looking forward to our Steam release. We have been preparing for a Steam launch for a long time, but during coordination with the platform's policy requirements, we encountered an issue that cannot be reasonably resolved with the current version of the game. Platform's policy requirements. After extensive internal discussion, we have decided not to proceed with the Steam release. Not that it was delayed. That is no longer the case. This was their initial announcement, their initial public service announcement, where they stated, we identified an issue where access to the Brown Dust 2 game page and community features on Steam platform is currently restricted. They also went on to confirm that they were in communication with Steam and were working to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. They confirmed that they were going to share another update as soon as they had more information or any progress to report. So they were actively working with Steam to resolve the issue. This was on the 5th of December. Fast forward 3 days later, they are no longer going to proceed with a Steam release in any capacity at all. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. We deeply regret disappointing all of you who were waiting and cheering us on. We considered multiple options to make the release possible, but in order to preserve the game's core direction and overall quality, we came to the conclusion that making the necessary adjustments at this time would not be appropriate. See, this right here, this I think is telling of the situation that they're in. They said they wanted to preserve the game's core direction. They also stated they wanted to maintain and preserve the overall quality of the game, and that they were being requested to make adjustments to the core direction and quality of the game before Steam would accept them onto their platform. So this has nothing to do with the wish listing campaign. Nothing to do with it at all. Crazy to me how Steam is some of the most degenerate games on the planet, but have issues with Brown Dust 2. That is 100% true. There are like legitimately 18 plus games on the platform, completely not safe for work, like full penetrative games where you're not penetrating with a sword, you're penetrating with something a little more flaccid than a sword. So what I gather from this is that the Steam as a platform were requesting Brown Dust to make alterations to the game in an effort to censor some of the characters, maybe censor some of the outfits or censor some of the dialogue options or event or something. So this right here is not pertaining to the wishlist campaign. This was purely a direction that the studio themselves did not want to take the game. They did not want to cater to Steam's request. This would have allowed for tens of thousands of more players to actually play the game, which would have been a lot financially and would have helped Brown Dust to become even bigger and more popular. But at the same time, they were not willing to neuter themselves, to essentially let Steam dictate, especially when you see all the cultured shit on their website, the direction of the game. F Steam. I've seen many other games with, yeah, I know, right? They got 1 or 2 Valve employees that have all but confirmed to be anti-anime. This is so bullshit. Rogue Steam employee. Apocalypse is on Steam. And yo, have you not seen the sponsored Apocalypse videos I've done for that game? They have full on, I had to actually put Steam and clouds in my videos just to get them to actually be capable of being uploaded onto YouTube. So not be surprised if the payment processes and some of the younger looking characters. It could be related to the younger looking characters, definitely, but I've seen like magical girl degenerate games on Steam that have, you know, magical girl age bracket characters. So it might have something to do with the characters themselves, the, you know, how they look, totally. But at the same time, it could be due to the fact that some of the characters are a little bit more explicit. Could be due to the fact that maybe, you know, some of the things that happen with the characters, some of the things the characters say. Is it classified as 18 plus? I don't believe so. When you navigate on over to the Play Store here, it is T for teen. It's rated T for teen. Yep, T for teen, right there. What if Steam was saying that Brown Dust 2 would have certain game tags because of how the game is, and that it may, they made changes, they wouldn't have to be labeled as adult, and they didn't want to do it. That could be it. I can name 15 games that are ultra instinct degenerate that do not need censorship. All of it is suggestive. There's no nudity, there's no XXX, but yet they have full on hardcore XXX games. Yep, exactly. But this is T for teen. I'm glad that they decided, you know what? No, screw it. We're not going to censor our game here. We're going to stick to our laurels here and just say, screw you, Steam. We don't need you to be a successful game. Not at all. And you know what? I respect them more for doing that. I respect them so much more for taking a stand and not adhering to the whatever bullshit standards that Steam have. For everyone who supported the Steam release, we'll still be distributing all previously announced rewards, including community event rewards related to Steam wishlist milestones. These will be sent out December 16th. Oh, look at that. Holy crap. They're like, we're not releasing onto Steam, but you know what? All those rewards that we promised you for hitting milestones, we're still going to send them out. We're still going to give them to all of you. Look at that. Easy. That right there is a sign of a good studio. They're continuing to reward their players. Even though they don't get what they wanted, players still get what they wanted and what they deserved. So that is how you do it. Exactly. That is 100% how you do it. They don't care. And they're showing that they still genuinely care about their players, though, which is the most important thing, I think. We're currently exploring alternative PC platforms that can provide a better environment for Brown Dust 2. Nutaku. And once a direction is confirmed, we'll share the details with you as soon as possible. We sincerely apologize for not being able to meet your expectations this time. We'll do our best to repay your support with a more stable and satisfying service. I mean, that sounds good to me. Again, I think this is the dumbest thing Steam could have done. fuck Steam for doing this. Genuinely, this is absolute and utter crap. But kudos to the studio who said, screw you, Steam. We're not going to censor our game. But hey, at least we verified now and we've confirmed that this was not due to the wish listing event. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.